are a bunch of fucking losers. You guys are a bunch of fucking losers. Now, my brother and I, top G's in this space, top fucking G's in this space, we don't give a fuck about the money. You guys complaining the other day, complaining about the GUMMY chart, complaining that the chart is only down, complaining when every single one of you motherfuckers, you guys got your tokens for fucking free. Now, my brother and I, we are the top G's in this space. The top fucking G's. The top G's in this place. We're so fucking rich. We light our cigars with $100 bills. We also have a fucking fire alarm in here. Unlike 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗏 house. Now you...
Yo, what's up, Banter fam? Sheldon is back, baby. Did you like my dress yesterday? Did you like... Not bad, not bad. If you... I kind of think that was one of the best things that Banter's ever done. So I decided to pop on the wig and rate me out of 10. How the wig currently looks right now. I don't know how women actually do this with all of this hair over here. Guys, nonetheless, I will take the wig off. We will get back into the straight action. But we are going to speak about the little push that we're seeing up within the market at the moment. Again, it's a great tell sign for us to see what is strength, what is showing strength when the market is moving to the upside. What is outperforming, what's looking strong, gives you an idea of what's going to bounce really hard once the market bounces. However, we are still in the short-term danger zone of another capitulation. And I spoke about this yesterday. I'm going to speak about it again in today's show. However, I think we're around 10 to 14 days, and I think we're going to see a massive alt rally. I think ETH is coming in hot. I think we are seeing more strength from ETH than what we've seen in a very long time. And we are definitely seeing strength with altcoins too, the moment we are seeing a pop. So let's speak about one more massive damage to the downside, one more capitulation to try shake us out, and then let's start preparing for the massive moves. And what I'm going to show you guys today is also finding coins that are going to outperform Ethereum. If you can find the formula that can find coins that are going to outperform Ethereum when we're seeing such a bullish Ethereum, then we got a massive show. So guys, no more wasting time. I don't know how you do this with this damn head. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, no more wasting time, and let's get into the video. Where's my intro? Let's go. All right, guys, happy Thursday to you all. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. As we said, you know, markets are boring. They've been a little bit sad, so we're going to entertain, right? So did we not entertain yesterday? I think it was one of the best shows we've done in a long time. But while we're on that, guys, let's quickly speak about GUMMY. Let's start off with GUMMY. So I think people thought yesterday that we sold $12 million worth of GUMMY. That's not what happened at all. What basically happened was we burnt $12 million of GUMMY, which I think was around 25 to 27% of the total supply. So let's put this into basic terms. If you take something like Bitcoin, Bitcoin's got $21 million. That's the price of Bitcoin one day. 21 million tokens on the market, and you won't get any more than 21 million. You know, that's the max supply of token. Now, why is this so important? Because in the normal financial system, when it comes to fiat, you know, it used to be backed by gold, which gave it some sort of backing. But then in 1971, they took that away, and basically they could print money whenever they needed. So what you ended up seeing was a lot of printing of money, especially from the 2000s. Whenever the world was in crap, whenever the world was, you know, going through a bad place, they would just print money. And what that basically did was send more circulating supply, right? More money out there. Therefore, the actual value of the money starts to decrease because there's just more of it that gets printed. So when it comes to Bitcoin, you got a certain amount, and we'll never have more than 21 million. Therefore, over time, you will only but see it go up. Guys, you know, in the normal life, things are supposed to get cheaper every day because there's more humans coming onto the planet, and there's more jobs, and there's more, like, things should be getting cheaper. Your value of money, you should actually be getting paid less and less and less. The strength of your money should be going up when it comes to the actual buying power. So the way it works with GUMMY is we had up to 1 billion tokens of actual supply. And what we decided yesterday was, because this token was given to free to the entire audience, airdropped from using all the different things that we give, every time you have these airdrops, free monies get given out. Remember, it was all for free, guys. But then what happens is you start to get the tourists that will start to sell off. And I don't blame some people. Some people needed the money. Some people like, no problem, right? That's what it was there for. But what you were seeing when it comes to the GUMMY chart is you were seeing a lot of selling pressure. So let's go through over here. Let me find the GUMMY chart over here on the top. You were basically just seeing selling pressure. Every time we'd have a strong push up, those who obviously got their free tokens would start to sell off. Okay, and what you get is the slow bleeds over here to the area. And then what that basically does is if we just keep airdropping, you're going to continuously having the sell pressure. Now, there's no doubt about it. We have one of the strongest communities in the world. When it comes to the strength and the power of what we created over here, the only thing was we needed to start working on the selling pressure. If we just keep airdropping it. So what happened was Rand basically gave he sent a poll out to the whole community and he said, guys, we've got two options here. We keep airdropping the tokens or we burn them. Okay, and the vote came out 55% or 60% that we're going to burn the tokens. So what does that mean? That means if we had 1 billion tokens in supply, minus 25% of that now, it's been removed. Now, I don't think you guys understand how hard it was for us yesterday to burn $12 million. It's gone, guys. It wasn't sent to anyone. It wasn't dumped. I think people thought we sold it. Definitely was not sold. It was burnt, which means it was removed from supply. So basically just said, buy $12 million, you're gone. And what that does is it gets the supply of the actual GUMMY token 25% less. Okay, so now what you're getting to is you've got 1 or 2 more airdrops still coming. Okay, for those who've been staking GUMMY, for those who are still using the platforms, I told you that if you use Banter bubbles, use all these things, there's still some coming. After that, it's gone. No more GUMMYs will be airdropped to the community. Therefore, what is out there now will be out there. And by having that supply dropped a lot, you're not going to have this massive selling pressure every couple of weeks when there's a new airdrop coming in. I think overall, for the high time frame view of GUMMY, I think this is going to be massive. I think this is going to take, if I thought that GUMMY could get possibly to 500 million to a billion, I think it could get higher. Now that we are actually doing it, took real nuts. And I would say it was probably one of the best things that we could ever do to prove that this is legit and this is for the community. Because we got rid of all the marketing funds. We got rid of all the airdrop funds. We got rid of everything. Now, what that basically means is it means the community step up now. They start providing, we basically hand everything over completely. And we always said this is about the community and this token is there for the community. So I think it's when people start to understand what happened yesterday, a lot of people ask me, what is this burn? Did you sell? Like what happened sort of thing? No, we didn't. We got rid of the actual supply. And I think this is going to play a massive run in the future. I think this is, it's going to really prove, because I don't know any meme token or any meme community out there that have burned such a massive supply. Even Andrew Tate burned $40,000 into liquidity. You still saw that other day. I'm burning $40,000. We just did $12 million, bro. Like, try and even compete with what we actually did. So, guys, I still think the GUMMY token is going to be massive. I still think this was when people realized what actually happened and the balls that it took from Run himself and from the whole entire team to just say goodbye to all of that money, to reduce the supply so that it can give you a higher value token in the future and reduce the inflation of the actual token, I think is absolutely amazing. While we're on that, guys, I want to remind you that we have Baked coming. Now, Baked's coming on the 30th, right? 30th of this month, Baked is being launched. If you eat a GUMMY, you get Baked, right? So Baked is coming to, and you can still get the Baked airdrops. So what's going to happen now is we're going to start on the Baked section. GUMMY, I think, is going to flow beautifully over time, and I think it's going to get back to what it's meant to be. And now we have the Baked section. So remember, the first exchange that it's launching on is Blowfin. So go below in the description, open up a Blowfin account. That's where you're going to get, and it's a decent percentage. I think Rand was saying up to 5 to 10%. Of the Baked token. Remember, this is free money again, right? Is going to be dropped to Blowfin users. So go below in the description, open up a Blowfin account, but it will be deposited users. You have to put some sort of money in the exchange, okay? And you'll get that damn airdrop. Now, what was also inspiring about that is when the market is so down like this, we know a couple of guys now that basically started off with no money a couple of weeks ago, got an airdrop, used the airdrop, made some money, and basically built a couple $1,000 portfolio. So what I'm trying to say is if you're struggling with capital and you're struggling with these sort of things, go do all the stuff that's for free. That's not going to cost you anything now, and you get some damn free money. This free money might give you exactly what you need to buy the right damn altcoin and change your whole damn life when the alt season comes. Use this as a massive opportunity. So Baked is coming, and it's super excited. We are all getting baked. I might actually get baked on 30. Am I smoking a joint on the show or what? Is that we're gonna have to put the smoke? I'll get baked with you guys in 30. Okay, that's a deal. That's a deal.
It's only blowfin.
Only blowfin, guys. Only blowfin. So go do it now. Get in there hot now, and you'll get your biggest. I know some guys that got $20,000 of the gummy airdrop. The harder workers, the people that really used everything, they got $20,000 of that. Okay, so I think the base gonna create a massive opportunity again for the entire market. Okay. Let's get going, guys. Smash the like button. Get it going. Get it going. Let's actually get some vibes up in the area. Who feels like this, guys? Let's actually get some vibes here. Who feels like this? Who feels like we just saw our asses, you know, when it came to the altcoin markets? I'm here to say, hey, it will get better. It hasn't been easy, but it will definitely get better. So let's go through a couple of things. So obviously we're seeing a little bit of strength, guys. Let's quickly look at a little bit of a market bounce. I said that the market should bounce over the next day or two. We should get a little bit of buying power. And obviously now what's important is to put in your little, what do I call it? The binoculars in here and look at what's showing strength. So the first thing we want to look at here is let's get this back to the original USDT. And we could see that the market overall, decent bounce, right? Not bad. Okay, now it's only a tiny percentage of what we've dropped. Nonetheless, what it does show you is a bit of strength. So obviously NEAR, again, is coming out of the gates pretty hard. We got SUI coming out of the gates. We obviously got the AI section. These tokens are joining. It's Fetch, it's Singularity, and it's Ocean. These three are becoming one. Okay, so you can definitely see the hype over this at the moment. These are all integrating. You can see how quickly that's starting to come through. So I think that token in general is going to do incredibly well. What's the token called? ASI is going to be the actual token there. Then you see a couple of others. You see things like GRT, you see things like Theta, like Render, Jupiter. It gives you a good idea. Now, why this is so important to look at today is because I think if you go zoom out and you see that there's been a lot of destruction, you know, to the downside over the week, I think it does give you a little bit of a idea that you must be buying some of these damn coins, because the moment you do see a bounce and you see how quickly and how strong they look when they bounce, you know, it just shows you that, hey, NEAR is still down 60% from the highs. You know, and that's incredible. And when this thing, you know, these things, remember, altcoins have been through these dumps before. We've been through dramatic dumps before, and they recover incredibly fast. You know, I saw ThorChain dumped really hard in the bear. Look how fast it recovered this year. And same with Injective, and same with a lot of different tokens. So go through this over here and go look at the strength over here. And it just gives you that little bit of hope in your stomach that I'm buying this thing for cheap now, even though I may have bought more of it previously. That, you know, these things rocket very quickly when the upside comes. And again, if you bought $1,000 of NEAR at the recent top and you go put in $400 now, you'll double your tokens. And I think that's the powerful thing. By doing that, what you're doing is you're averaging your entry price. So that when NEAR comes back to life again and starts to pump up again, you'll be back in the money a lot quicker than someone that just held the position. Someone that did nothing in that specific time. Okay, that's what's very important to see. Okay. Now that we have the little push, let's still remain a little bit bearish, okay? Let's say that there's another capitulation coming. One more push to the downside. Now, I will speak about the different options, but nonetheless, this is a simple retest that we are seeing here. We saw the loss of the trend of the alts. Now we're going up into the zone, which means another day, 2 days or so, a little bit more up. And then I do see another damaging push to the downside. As it stands for now, I'm seeing a lower low. I'm definitely seeing another push down, which is around about another 20% lower than where we are. Then I think we're going to hit the ultimate buy zone for alts. Okay, we haven't seen this for a long time. You're going all the way back to the beginning of the year of where we were anywhere near the close of these rallies. And what happened was when we broke these previous resistances, we're going to come back and test it as support. We haven't actually done that since. And that, for me, is going to be the big bounce zone. When we hit there, I think we're going to rock it strongly. I really think we're going to see a massive push to the upside. Now, this also sits when it comes to, also correlates when it comes to the ETH ETF. And all of these different things are tying up to that. So right now, still don't be scared if you see another bloodbath, another day of shakeouts to the downside. However, I do, again, think it's one of the best opportunities to buy whatever the hell you can. I think in that time as well, what you'll have is maybe a little push of the dominance. However, it looks like it's slowing down. We're starting to put some decent daily red candles over here. But I do think the moment we get that massive push up within the bounce of the market, I do think we can have the dominance push to the downside pretty hard. And you can see here with the dominance on the high time frame, we are actually making a bearish pattern, which will eventually break. You know, we've been waiting on this for long. But I do think we are going to start getting going, you know, to the downside pretty strongly. And if we look here as well, you know, you could just see that the ETH to Bitcoin, Every time there's a bit of life in it, look how strong it's bouncing on the daily. So ETH to Bitcoin is definitely looking fired up. And hey, ETH's still sitting at around 3,600. And it may actually not get down to my major targets over here. So let's quickly go through a few things. Let's go through the short-term analysis and the plan for the day. So for anyone that's got some short-term trades or, what they're basically planning on, doing for the day and preparing for this wick or anything that could happen. If you see here, the question is, are we going low on Bitcoin? We'll soon know by the end of the weekend. However, there's no doubt about it when I go here to the high time frames that we are getting to the end. Okay, now I want to show you here that the daily stocks are about to leave the bottom on ETH. Okay, we have massive bullish divergence on ETH again, as I explained previously. But what we also have is, if you go look at things like Bitcoin, we also have the RSI entering back into the oversold territory. And for me, that means another week or two and we're going to start to push up. So I think when it comes to the chart-wise and looking at everything, by having the bullish divergence, by having the RSIs reset, I do think we're going to get to a point where the markets has but a week or two left of redness, and then I do think we're going to have the bulls return. And then it's important to obviously see where the bulls go from there, but nonetheless, I think they're going to return, and they're going to return for a couple of weeks. So I don't think these massive specials that you may see as maybe disastrous right now, I don't think they're going to last much longer. I don't think you have much time when it comes to investment entries. Remember, when this is at the bottom, investment entries become available. When this starts to leave, everything is a trade. You're basically late in the tokens when that happens. So looking at that now in the short time frame, we bounced on 64, but as long as we stay below this trend, which means as long as we're below 67, prepare for 61, 62. Just prepare for it. Prepare for it. Don't be surprised if it happens. And you know what? Even be prepared for 58. Now, again, something would maybe have to happen news-wise, or to be honest, not really. We haven't had any news on Bitcoin for the last 2 weeks, and the markets have been dropping. So, we are not safe just yet. Okay. However, if let's say we do hold in the market for the next couple of days and we do start to break trends, then for me can indicate this was the bottom. So for now, you got to sit here and say the bottom's not in. There's still more downside to basically come. However, we do have a plan if that changes. If it changes and the bottom is in, we have a plan of where we can add in and basically make sure that we're sitting in the market. You look at things like alts again. This is no big recovery, guys. No big recovery at all. It's okay to sit there and basically think a little bit bearish at the moment. Little push up and possibly another strong leg to the downside. Let's go through, obviously, things like ETH bounced hard. So let's speak about this. If Bitcoin does decide to come down and that dominance comes down, ETH's low may be in. Maybe, okay? Now, there is a very possible opportunity. Well, maybe there is a push to 3.2. I don't think you're going to get it. But however, be prepared that if there is that capitulation and that fast drop, you might get 3.2 on ETH. ETH looks bullish, and it's definitely going to be extremely bullish in the next week or two. However, it's still not outside of this trend just yet. So you can still think, okay, there's another push down. I do think buying some at 3.4, 3.3 makes sense, and keeping some cash for 3.2, does make sense in those areas there as well. So ETH's definitely showing strength at the moment, but we still got to look at the possibilities of a little bit more downside before the push. And then where ETH really gets bullish is back above that 3.8. That's where it really starts to squeeze and starts to go. And you'll see here on the Bitcoin chart, you'll basically see that there's a bunch of these squeeze levels, the acceleration zones. So once we get through that zone, we'll fly to that zone and then to that zone. So there's still time at the moment, before any of that basically happens. Let's look at a couple of charts here. Injective, pushing through there. So a bit more upside injective, and we're still bearish for now. Again, what's going to happen is we're probably going to still go up a little bit more within the markets. But then what's going to happen is we're going to start the pullback. And then the question is it a higher low or is it a lower low? But one of them, we will bounce and be back in action again. Okay, so it gives us an idea of what's basically coming. So again, if you are a trader or you got important money in the market, freeing up a little bit at these areas to make sure you can buy maybe some dips or to fix some of your positions, hey, it might not be a bad strategy. I just wouldn't be exiting too much of it at that point. Things like Sol, look at this. Little push up from Sol, but realistically, Sol's going to push down. And Rand spoke about this yesterday, and I think it's very interesting. If the memes are going to suffer for a while, Sol's probably going to suffer for a little while. Because the memes was basically a big part of Sol's volume and, its interest. And that's why Sol's been pumping so hard. But if we do have a little bit of a meme drought, and we can actually I'm looking at PEPE and Floki as my examples of this, of these tokens, because they obviously bounce pretty hard. But if you look at PEPE, there's my drawing. It lost the main trend, push up now, and another leg to the downside. Okay, so I think Sol also might take a short-term slowdown, which means, hey, keep 110, Keep a 95 or $100. Just keep that in mind. That might come at any moment when it comes there. Things like Phantom again. So you guys get the picture. Bit of a push up and another push down. That's currently where we're sitting with a lot of the charts at the moment. Things like Link, things like DOT, a lot of them. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you guys is let's go through a little bit of ETH ecosystem tokens. I think it's important. I think it's important to have yourself prepared because, guys, let me paint the picture here quickly when it comes to ETH and what I think is going to happen. So we're going to soon know if the low is in or another one's coming. But I do think when the hype kicks in, and let's go to the high time frame here on the ETH chart. Okay, you could see here, and there's actually a tweet here. I want to show you guys the tweet here. Which one is it? Over here. You could see here, and this is from McKenna. You could say, if you zoom out on the weekly, explain to me how this is bearish. We're in the cusp of institutional ETF flows, right? Confident that we're in the path to new Ethereum all-time highs. What you can see here within the chart is look at these wicks. Firstly, look at that powerhouse candle that came through the first time when we got some news on the ETH ETF possibly coming through. Then you see the push down. Guys, we hold anywhere of these levels above this 3.2. ETH is very bullish, okay? Now, not only is it very bullish, do you see how these previous candles over here on the left, how we had the bears come and sell, right? Do you look how it got evaporated with one candle? Okay, the same thing over here. Do you see the slow? And the moment you hold it, you're going to see a massive green candle. And I think we're going to get back above that 4K. Now, for me, 4K is a stronger resistance than all-time highs. Okay, but what I think is going to happen here is we're waiting to just see the major buy zones. Technically, one major zone has been hit for ETH. But what you're going to see is you're going to see one fat green candle that will probably be something like that, in my opinion. And that'll be a weekly or monthly candle that plays. Something that will come into play as long as it holds the main momentum trend, a fat green candle. That, again, probably take us to all-time highs. But to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we break all-time highs. Okay, on ETH. In that same day, I think the hype's going to come in incredibly strong. Now, what that's going to obviously be the ETH to Bitcoin chart. Okay, so that's going to be a really big candle when it comes to that. What that's also going to then create for the Bitcoin dominance is it's going to create that fat red one that we've been waiting for. Okay, and that fat red one for us is going to be the game changer. That's where everything's going to move. Now, just to give you a little bit of insight on that, did you notice that we had a bounce in the last day? Did you notice that altcoins performed really well? Did you notice that even though ETH is the main driver and getting all the liquidity, if I go look at this list over here, which I say my ETH pairing, and I want to speak about this in the show as well, Rune has outperformed ETH by 6% today. Ejective's outperformed ETH by 5% today. Theta's outperformed by 6%. GRT's. So the moment you see any greenness in the market, look how all of a sudden the alts start outperforming ETH, even though ETH's the main one. So for me, again, ETH's the catalyst to the alt season. Then I think what happens after that is they start speaking about a Solana ETF. Then maybe a XRP. Maybe that one comes next too. And I think maybe a Doge one. And all of a sudden you start, hey, here's a couple of names, right? So what you got to do is you got to go look again at what this all meant for Bitcoin. Look what it did to Bitcoin. I don't know if you noticed this, but by having the big money into these tokens, and I think it's going to happen to ETH as well, is not only the Bitcoin rampage back to 70K or 73K, look how well Bitcoin is held. Like, look at the strength. Like, now you got real money buying dips. Now you got real money buying. Look at the strength. And for me, you know, again, we always judge these tokens in the bull markets, but judging them in the downtrends and stuff, it makes sense as well. Like, Bitcoin's getting stronger. It's holding a lot stronger than what it's ever has before. And this is why I think it's going to be the exact same thing when it comes to the ETH views as well. So first thing I want to show you guys over here is go click on Banter Bubbles. Okay, go click on Banter Bubbles over here and go to the top right-hand corner. Okay, and the first thing you can do is you can go click on here, go to settings, and you can change your currency that you are looking at your coins. Okay, right now it's valued to USDT. You can go change it to Ethereum. Go click it on ETH, and you can go look how many coins outperformed ETH yesterday. Okay, so remember, we are charting ETH here. We focus on ETH. However, if you're finding coins that are outperforming Ethereum, you're basically double compounding, right? Not only are you choosing the strongest altcoin, but you're also choosing to rate your coin against the strongest altcoin, which is the big one. And therefore, for me, you're going to see the real growth. Because if ETH will grow to $6,000 or $8,000 over the next couple of months, okay, looking at around 100%, and you can find an altcoin that's outperforming ETH by 100%, you know, you're actually 200, 300, 400% in your actual investment when it comes to actual tokens. So that's one of the first things you do over there. The second thing that you also do is if you click on this filter button over here, which one is it? Let's just see. Oh, in the top 100, you see this over here. And what you can do is you can go to narratives. and you can choose, where is it? Oh, the ETH. There we go. Ecosystems. And you can click on ETH. And from that, you can get all the ETH tokens over here on which ones you want to be paying attention to, which ones you'll be looking at. Then what you do is you then go jump to the time, you go jump to your charting, right? And again, you put the list of them here. And you're looking at the few basic things. Firstly, what you're looking at is the RSI's reset, hold of supports, important areas to do at. But what you can also do is your altcoins looking at ETH. And this is what's very interesting, guys, is not only am I looking at ETH exploding, looking at ETH having a mega week. So let's go back to the ETH chart over here. Not only do I think that fat green candle is going to happen over here, what also intrigued me so much is when I went and I looked at all my altcoins to the ETH pairing. And I just took a couple examples. Optimism, Phantom, Solana, Thorchain. By the way, Solana to ETH, there's a big break over there. I think ETH's going to outperform Solana quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. But if you look at this, guys, look at the RSI. Just look at the bottom there. You see the RSIs? Look how all the RSIs are tapped to the bottom to the ETH pairing. So that means not only will ETH lead the race, it's also going to ignite the altcoins that are going to start to outperform ETH. Every time you could see here, and I'll go to the charts again, every time you see here that there has been a bottom when it comes to the RSI, do you see how this token outperformed Ethereum in that time? There's the bottom, there's the outperformance. Okay, so if you look at it percentage-wise, just to give you an idea, GRT outperformed in that little push-up 72%. Okay, remember, this is dominance going up. It's not even dominance going down. Okay, the time after that, you go look at this phase over here. Why is this taking long? There we go. 97%. This outperformed Ethereum. So not only are we looking at the point of, Ethereum exploding, all of these alts are doing this too. So do me a favor, go put on all of your alts to the ETH pairing charts and go see which ones are at these break levels. Again, they all have trends as well. So if you pop in this trend line over here, it will show you that, hey, ETH will dominate for another week or two. But then we are going to get to the point of actual breakouts of these trends, and they're going to start to join the party. And you can see over here, all of them are at range lows too. So it's very important to understand that you're looking at ETH as your main altcoin catalyst, but you want to find the altcoins that are showing a lot of strength to Ethereum. And these RSIs and these major support zones over here indicates a big thing when it comes to the alts. Then I want to show you guys a couple of other altcoin trades as well, which I think are really important to pay attention to, a couple of tokens. So the first one over here that I want to show you guys is, let's look at Lido. So I think Lido is going to be a rocket. Keep an eye on this wedge over here when it comes to Lido. I think when this finally breaks through, guys, I think we're going to have a massive push. So Lido looks like one of the top dogs when it comes to the ETH ecosystem. And the moment we start cracking out this daily trend, Lido is going to start making its way to the upside. Because a lot of people now, guys, you should be doing junk control. You should be looking through your entire portfolio now, getting rid of all the junk. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with getting junk and moving to quality. So for example, you got 20 to 50 memes. Get out of a lot of them. Go buy some Lido. Go buy some Optimism. Go buy some Arbitrum. Go buy some of these tokens that are going to probably make you just as much money to the upside. GUMMY ETF. You never know. You never know. We're crazy here at Banter. So we might do a lot of these things. So go and replace your junk with good. Everything is indicating to ETH, to Bitcoin pairing, to everything that these also going to all move as a whole. Okay, so use these. So Lido is one of them. MATIC's another one. I think MATIC's going to ignite. And I'll show you here on the chart over here when it comes to the MATIC. Let's go here to the bottom on the weekly. If you look at the MATIC chart, this thing is literally right at major support. Look at this massive wedge over here to the downside. This, for me, I think it's going to be big. Again, what you're also seeing is you're seeing volume taper down. So volume tapering down over there. There's going to be a massive spike. You see here, I want to show you guys the example over here. Let's zoom back in there. Look when volume tapers down. There's volume tapering down. Okay? Look at the moment that we break the volume bar. Look at this. You see that? Massive. So now what you have is volume tapering down again. You're going to see a fat candle at some point, and it's very likely it's going to be a green one. Okay? Look at things like Optimism, volume tapering down. So you're dumping, but volume's going down. It's fake, not real. So what happens then is you get one fat candle. Do you see here the last time that volume tapered down? Tapered down, price was going down. What happened? Boom. All of a sudden, Lido went from $1 all the way to $4.6. Do you see that? It's fake, not full real, not really backed by much volume or anything at the moment. So things like Optimism, I think, is a great area. Way cheaper than what it was at a good area. Things like 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗥, good areas. Volume tapering down. Guys, it's fake. Not real. Not real, right? You could see every time we pull back into these zones, volume goes down, and then a couple of weeks of fat green candles, and we're all back. Okay, so the volume is giving you a lot of big indications here. Here's this other one, ARKM. What's it called? Is it called ARKM? Another one that's showing a lot of strength. It's in currently one investment buy zone, and it might get to another on the capitulation. So again, the capitulation is 20% cheaper on anything, okay? Nonetheless, I'm showing you the pairings here. I'm showing you where we look at next. Look at this volume tapering down. Fake, okay? Let's get things like Uni. Uni is also, it's actually held really good. It had a really good bounce, showing strength here, but I want to show you the Uni chart. I think the next rally on Uni, after this, I think Uni is definitely going to fly with ETH. I think we're going to get back to the 20s. So I think these entries are worth it. They're worth fighting for here. I think we get back to the 20s. Again, we'll see then if we're going to all-time highs or if we start slowing down at these areas. Nonetheless, that's a really, really, really good trade or good investment when you look at a bunch of these. The one that's even on more special is Cake. Cake, again, I want to show you. Look at this volume. There's going to be a massive... Just remember the show, right? There's going to be a massive volume spike. Something's going to happen with Cake in the next couple of weeks, if not the next month or two. Something's going to happen. And you're going to see a massive volume spike. And if you look here, this had a really strong pump up and it's sitting in the golden zone, golden ratio zone. So Cake is at a really good opportunity. There's a couple, obviously, gaming and stuff that's also there. Beam, I think Beam's a massive opportunity on the ETH ecosystem. This one, Wild. This is Wild or World? WorldCoin.
Yeah, we just call it Wild.
We call it Wild because it is wild. But here we go. This thing had a massive pump up, pull back straight back into our demand zone over here. Volume tapering down. Another massive opportunity. So guys, you could see that there's tons. I even think things like Super, I think like Arbitrum. You know, there's so many of these tokens that are on massive specials. And I don't think we have much time left when it comes to entry. I'd say another week or two. However, do get prepared for maybe a capitulation that comes just before. How's the market doing right now as it speaks? Over to push up. Let's see Injective. Yes, okay, cool, guys. So again, go chart everything to ETH. Shorter show today, not much to talk about. Let's wait to see what the market does. Again, I think a push up. I think you got a bit of time before we know there's another capitulation or, okay, that was the bottom. We can add more in later. So guys, have a great day. Love you lots. And quick shout out to 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗥. Remember, they got the trading masters. Went up to $1,000 of USDT every week. Get rewarded for the trading with 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗥. The higher your future trading, the volume, the highest of the USDT reward. Join using my link below in the description. And then we got another one that we load them up here. New partners, and trust me, real world assets, called Swarm. Guys, you know, if you ever want to buy some stocks, right, in the crypto world, you want to buy some, you know, it's hard, right? How do you buy Microsoft? How do you buy NVIDIA? How do you buy a coin? How do you buy all of these things in the crypto world? Here's your answer. Okay, they're called Swarm. So I'm going to be doing a lot of work with these guys and teaching guys a lot in the real world assets part category. But they're called Swarm, and this is how you're able to start diversifying out of crypto and also into stocks within crypto. And that's a powerful thing as well. So Storm is also below in the description. Guys, have a fantastic day. Love you lots, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love.